Hey guys, how's it going? And thanks for coming. I'm Nick and this is Real Life Money, where we talk about real life and money because you know schools aren't. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. So let's get started. So in this video, guys, we're going over how to grow your money from $0 up to $1 million. So the first section, we're going over specific tips that we have to understand before we start. I'm going to have a bunch of timestamps in the description so you could skip around if you like. And then we're going into what to actually do to actually achieve this, to grow your money. So starting off with tip number one, which is take control of your money. Way too many people just let money float around and they don't care about it. They don't think, they just spend and hope for the best. And then always complain they have nothing left over. So you have to first take control of it, otherwise it controls you. Words of wisdom by our friend Warren Buffett. He said that you should not save what's left over from spending. You should spend what's left over from saving. Get a budget, get a plan, watch more videos, do whatever you gotta do to make it happen. Tip number two, which is using your money to your advantage by not just keeping it in a savings account. You will absolutely not create large wealth from this. An example that I like to use, let's say you have a nice salary of $100,000. Let's say you save 10% of that. Some people suggest that, so that's $10,000 a year. So it's going to take you 100 years to become a millionaire. I don't have that type of time. So making your money work for you, we're going to go into that in a couple minutes. An expert tip is pay off debt, because debt could definitely screw you. If you have student loans, that could hurt you as well. I have another video going over how to pay off student loans quickly. Link in the description. Number three, which is be patient. You got to learn how to chill. You got to think long term, and nothing could really replace that. A lot of people might say that they're like long-term investors, for example, but then they might sell a stock if it goes down 1%. That doesn't make you a long-term investor. You hold something long-term. Big, giant, huge things start with small steps. I remember Will Smith said about like building a wall. You don't set out to build a wall. You lay a brick, one brick at a time, and then eventually you build a wall. So you have to have a plan to get there, but you start with very small things. Meaning you should definitely do tip number four, which is start as soon as possible. Now, I don't really care how old you are, guys. You could be, I'm assuming you're not 2 years old, but 12 years old, 20 years old, 50 years old, 70 years old. Start as soon as you can, because time's gonna lapse, and then you're gonna think back like I should have started when I first started thinking about this. Time is the most valuable commodity on this earth, because you cannot get time back. So that's why I'm saying start as soon as possible, and you could take full advantage of compound interest, making money off of your money. Going back to previous tips, long term grows exponentially over time. And also, don't like push it off. Don't think that you're busy now. Even if you are, don't think that, and you have to make time, because there's never going to be time. We're always busy, we're always doing things, so make the time and make it happen now. I mean, these are all important tips, but the most, well, they're all very, very important, guys. But a big one is number five that we have to understand is while you're going through all of these steps, don't care what other people think. Miserable and poor people want you to stay miserable and poor. They want you to lose. They want you to fail. They don't want you to succeed, because they're kind of for their own selfish reasons. Because if you do, then they look bad, because then you succeed and then they don't like you. It's just messed up. While doing this, you might look stupid. You might seem like you're wasting your time, your energy. There's going to be a lot of negativity, and people are just going to continuously say that you're not going to make it. Now for that, I want you to shut those voices out, like completely, because to some extent you have to feel bad for people like that think like that, because they will always unfortunately be stuck in that place where they don't have a good life. bad things happen, they're not successful, and they're miserable, and they just stay there. And essentially, they make themselves stay there. You gotta feel bad for people like that. But you cannot let that hold you back. You have to move forward and do what you need. So those were some of the main tips of how to do it. Now, what could you do? So for some beginners, you can start investing, like in the stock market, let's say, in stocks. Preferably not bonds. A lot of people out there, including Warren Buffett, say, I mean, it depends on your time horizon. If you're like more shorter term, you might get into bonds. It's up to you. But longer term, a lot of people go into stocks. Other investment could be in real estate. Now, stocks are mostly kind of like growth oriented. Real estate is kind of income and growth oriented when you think about it. I mean, some stocks have dividends, but real estate has a couple different options. It has rental income, so if you rent it out, you get a rent check every month, but you also have long-term appreciation. Over time, the value of the house goes up, so you could use that to your advantage. Maybe later, if you want to sell it, you make a profit and you make money. So those are all fine and dandy, and you could definitely make money with that. However, there are ways to make a higher rate of return with your time and your money. Now, the average stock market return history shows like 8 to 10%, and that's great and all. You know, they have real estate returns. But if you get into small businesses or like, you know, build your own business, your returns can surpass that. Now, a lot of people might not think of this, but let's say you're trying to sell something, right? So let's say you buy something for $50 and you sell it for $100. Maybe you buy it at a garage sale, you have it, or you find it cheaper somewhere, like at a bargain. You sell it Amazon, eBay, Letgo, bunch of apps and websites out there that you can use. Well, if you buy it at 50 and sell it at 100, that's actually 100% return. Now, it might not seem like that, like 100% return. That seems like a lot, but you're playing with like $50. And, you know, that's not necessarily life-changing, like you're not going to retire overnight. However, over the long term, going back to our tips, if you continue with this, that rate of return is huge. And if you continue that, that's how you grow wealth. And this could be done with smaller items. This could be done with larger items. Like even you could kind of fit real estate into this. You find a bargain property and sell it for a larger amount after fixing it up or something like that, depending on what type of investor you are. But that return can be nice. A quick example, something that my brother sold actually years ago, because he collects these statues and stuff like that. But we had a statue from a game, BioShock, great game, it's amazing. Brutal, but cool. But anyway, he bought this statue for $20. We were actually on vacation in Florida, and then we saw it, and I'm like, this is awesome. So, you know, he does research and everything, so he buys it for $20. He held it for me, I think it was like a year or so. But then he sells it for $200. So that's a $180 profit. If you calculate that out, that's 900% return in 1 year. A quick personal example, I had like a Godfather poster. My older videos actually had it here. I paid $20 for it, and I ended up selling it on Amazon for $100. So less return than my brother for this example, but still that's an $80 profit for a 400% return. Now, if you think that's impressive, you know, for like selling things, which is definitely a possibility, another option is actually getting into the services business. Trading your time, your knowledge, and everything like that into a business. So this could be done in multiple ways. You could have a YouTube channel, social media, Instagram, affiliate marketing, if you guys have heard of. You know, just continuously do research on these topics if you're not familiar with it. But the thing is, with service businesses, there's no startup capital. You're trading your time, your effort, your knowledge for, if you end up selling something or, you know, whatever, for money. No startup capital, so that return is like limitless. Now, you can grow like organically. There are ways for like, you could pay to get your name out there, like advertising, marketing, and everything like that. But essentially, let's say if I create, I don't know, like a course, I'm trading my knowledge if people buy it. And also something real quick to think of, if you're selling something, that's great and all, but you make money every time you sell something, so you have to continue selling something. If you have like a service, preferably maybe like a monthly service, you have subscriptions every single month. So every single month you're getting paid. So this will help fuel your growth more and more and more, and you just have to stay with it, guys. When in doubt, go back to those tips. Those are like the main tips. Of course, there's always little nuggets of information out there that can help you achieve this and success, whatever you kind of define success as. But you could definitely grow your money, especially the topic that we're talking about, $0 to $1 million. You trade your service, your time, your effort, your knowledge for money. So it's definitely possible long term. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully this helps to open your mind a bit. Have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see ya in the next one.